Hello, this is Brendan Dowdle from Construction Coordinators. It's April 22nd, 2014, and it's week 22 of the Riverbend School construction project. Well, it's a beautiful day today. Feels like finally, it's been a long time coming. And you can see we're in the middle of rough carpentry. This is the playroom that we're looking at, which has a roof on it, a pitched roof. And some of the interior classrooms are in the middle here, and we're going to have another pitched roof in the back here where you see the steel piece, and there'll be another pitched roof similar to this one in the back. So today I thought I'd talk a little bit about just the sheathing that we're using. This is a zip system, kind of an interesting system. It's colored a little bit differently. It's maroon color, as you can obviously see, and we use this instead of a plywood system. Well, this is a type of plywood, I should say. And what's interesting about it is that we don't need to use a home wrap. So you may have seen driving around, looking at other construction projects, that there's what looks to be almost like a well, it's a wrap that goes around the home, and the intent of it is to keep water from getting through the wall system and into the interior space. Well, this system, you don't have to use a wrap, and all we're going to do is tape the seams. So if I zoom in a little bit, maybe you'll see here, for example, there's a seam. Zoom out so my finger's not huge. So there's a seam, and you'll eventually see that we will put a piece of tape on that seam, which will create a watertight system. So we're looking at the playroom here, and I thought I'd reiterate a topic from last week. We have a header into the playroom, which you can see here, which is this piece here. When you zoom out, you can get a better idea of how the header actually takes the load from the building and transfers the load to either side of the header. So you can see here's the roof, load's coming down off of it and comes straight down onto these small framing members and sits on top of the header, and that header takes that entire load and transfers it down to the side here and then over here. I thought I'd also point out the ridge beam at the top. Here we have a wood ridge beam. You can see that's actually sitting on a piece of steel. And so that steel, from a structural perspective, is actually carrying the load of the roof. So the ridge beam is sitting on top of the steel. It sits on top of the steel, which is there. And then that steel is attached on one end and on the other end, and transfers the load straight down through. Tough to see here, maybe through it you can see another piece of steel. I see my finger a little blurry here, but you can see it through there. Transfers that load all the way through down into the side here, and then there's another one over here. That's it for this week. See you next week.